Okay. Sounds good to me. Okay. Live from the captain's quarters, it is the Assist Sports Podcast. Today is September 5th, 2019, and it's a big night for sports because, hey, it's opening night of NFL, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So, some people don't want to talk about NFL, but we want to talk about NFL.
Yeah.
Yes, it's great.
Yeah.
I mean, there's not much better with, we talk about the colleges and what these guys all strive to play in the NFL.
Yeah.
There's not a kid on those fields who doesn't think about, oh, I'd love to play in the NFL. So we'll talk about that. We got a lot to get to. We just did a YouTube live, but like
we don't know where it went.
I'm starting not to like YouTube very much because
we just did it and we did like a 43-minute thing and
it was like 45 minutes
just like,
and it didn't. It was we were live and it was great and it was recording. Oh, great, awesome, great, and then it's nowhere to be found.
For all of you meme people, it was all right. I'm about to head out now.
Yeah, right, exactly. And here's the
just
thing.
Not there.
So we could have it could have been an epic fail there. So we apologize in advance if that was the case. But it might post. It might have to render and whatever.
If it does not, and you're that curious, just let us know in the comments. I'm sure will this be going on YouTube as well? If we
YouTube, Facebook,
yes.
We'll post it to
now,
both
places. Now, if
places.
this does go on YouTube, I'm not sure exactly.
It'll be shared to Facebook, shared to YouTube.
Let us know in the comments below if you actually want to know. Like, say the video doesn't show up, just let us know if you want to know our NFL
that's fine.
review, because that's what it was going to be. But yes, it's that time now.
Awesome.
Third week of high school football. We aren't going to be doing the local colleges unless they play each other.
Right, so it'll be Misericordia, Kings, Wilkes, because obviously those are the three big ones locally, and if they play each other, we'll talk about the game, we'll pick them.
Yeah.
Their seasons actually get underway this weekend.
Yes.
So we have a little bit of time yet on those, so that is really good. Let's do a quick recap of what we just talked about our NFL season preview. In the AFC East, I have New England winning it. In the South, I have Houston. In AFC West, I have Kansas City. That's going to be a good race, though. In the North, I have Pittsburgh. In the wild cards, I have as Jacksonville and the Chargers. What do you have in the AFC? Just
New
real quick.
England, Jacksonville, Pittsburgh, and Kansas City, and I have Houston and the Chargers as the wild cards.
Nice. How about the NFC? What do you got over there?
Eagles, Saints, Chicago, and then the Rams, and then I have Seattle and Atlanta as my wild cards.
Good picks. I also have the Eagles. I have the Saints. I have Chicago. I have the Rams. Wild cards. I have Minnesota and Atlanta. In the conference championships, I have New Orleans up against the Kansas, winning that one, and I have the Kansas City Chiefs on the other side, and I have the New Orleans Saints winning the Super Bowl 54 this year. What do you got?
I have Pittsburgh and Kansas City playing in the conference game. I have Pittsburgh winning, and then I have on the NFC, I have the Rams and New Orleans again, and the Rams are going to win non-controversially this time. And then the Rams and the Steelers in the Super Bowl, and it's going to be a reverse 1980, and then it's going to be the Rams instead of the Steelers.
Yes. Vince Ferragamo and Wendell Tyler will be in attendance at that game if that's the case.
Yes.
And who was it that played with the broken leg? Whatever, for the Rams. Doesn't matter. They didn't win. Funny. So we've got those all picked. I think it's going to be an interesting year. I've kind of flip-flopped. I see my picks here, and I moved a couple around as we were doing it. It was really good show. So before we get into the regular part of the show here, I think we'll do some picks for this week of the games. If you have your picks ready for the NFL.
The NFL picks.
NFL
yeah.
picks. Yep. So we'll buzz through those, and we'll start with tonight's game when we get there.
This is the quick picks. This is quick picks.
So, but before I do that, somebody who I think very highly of is the commissioner of our fantasy baseball league, the League of Dreams, which is just a great name. I love it. Scott Spernoga just texted over, and we have a group chat. He just texted over his NFL predictions. So guess what, Scott? You're not on the show, but you're on the show.
You will be on the show in the future.
Well, maybe.
Probably.
Maybe. So he says in the NFC East, he has the Eagles. The North is the Packers, if Rodgers stays healthy. The South is the Saints. In the West, he has the Rams. He has wild cards as the Cowboys and the Seahawks. He has in the AFC, he has the Patriots in the East, Steelers in the North, Jaguars in the South. Good pick. It's tough. Chiefs in the West. He has wild cards as Chargers and Browns. These are all solid picks, Scott. They're really good. In the Super Bowl, he has Eagles over Chiefs. Spoken like a true homer, buddy. Good luck to you. That's good picks. Enjoyed them. So let's get to this week's NFL picks.
This is quick picks. Here we go.
These are quick picks. So tonight, good opening game, and I want to get to watching a little bit if I can.
I'm not sure if it just happened or if it starts at 8.
8:30, buddy. 8:30. That's why we're doing this now. We want to get done so we can watch the game. Got Green Bay at Chicago. Who you got?
Chicago.
I, too, have Chicago. Tennessee at Cleveland.
Cleveland.
Cleveland as well. Baltimore at Miami.
Baltimore.
Agreed. Baltimore. I think Miami could be the worst team in the league. Atlanta at Minnesota.
Mini.
I also have Minnesota. Buffalo at the New York Jets.
The Jets. This is the only time they beat Buffalo.
Yep, I've got Buffalo in this game. I think Buffalo could surprise this year, and they're going to be in the running for a wild card right up to the end, I think. Washington at Philly.
Phila.
I think so, too. I don't think this game is close. I think Washington's terrible. L.A. Rams at Carolina.
The Rams.
Agreed. Too many injuries for Carolina. Newton's hurt all the time. Kansas City at Jacksonville. Wow. What a great game. Kansas City at Jacksonville. What do you got?
I have Jacksonville.
I got Kansas City. I do.
I think that Kansas City loses this game, and then they go on a rampage and
Could
they
be.
just win.
Could be, and they could just chalk it up as an early season loss. Indianapolis at the LA Chargers. What do you got?
Chargers.
Yes, I also have the Chargers. Cincinnati at Seattle.
This is not close.
No, I agree. It's Seattle. Yes. New York Giants at Dallas. And they always play each other on opening day, it seems like. And it's going to be a slugfest. Who do you like?
I'm going to go with Dallas on this one.
I'm going to go with Dallas as well. Detroit at Arizona.
Detroit.
Both teams going to be bad. Terrell Suggs, hope you enjoy playing for Arizona. San Francisco at Tampa Bay.
Tampa.
Yeah, I agree. Pittsburgh at New England Sunday night.
You go first.
Wow. I got to go with the Steelers. I do. I got to go with the Steelers. I think they're going to surprise. I don't think New England's quite ready for it. I think it's going to be a different look, and their defense is much better. Much better. Pittsburgh. It's going to be close. 3 points. 20-17, 21-17, something like that. Tight game.
This is different that they're playing at the beginning of the season and not the end.
Yep.
Get
it out of the way.
Steelers
Yep.
winning like 17-10.
Yeah, good game. Monday night, Houston at New Orleans. Wow. Who you got?
New Orleans.
I do too, and if it was in Houston, I would say Houston, but I think it's New Orleans. Houston might take a little while to get going this year, but I think they're going to get it going. They're going to do well. And finally, Monday night, the late Monday night game, weird. Denver at Oakland. Who you got? Denver. And the question is, will Antonio Brown be suspended for this game? What's your thought?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he already got suspended.
Don't know.
Yeah.
When you got a team talking about voiding a contract for a guy they sought hard to trade for, it's not good. Oakland, it's going to be a long year for you. So, yeah, and I like Denver in that game as well. That's sad. Man, oh man. Man, oh man.
Now we're going to go to one of the things that we haven't done quite yet. We're going to do this thing. It's great. I'm kind of repping one of them on my shirt. It's called college football. Sure, you guys are all familiar with that.
Yeah.
We're going with top 25 teams.
Yeah, so here's the deal on this. So we're going to pick these relevant games. For the most part, it's going to be when ranked opponents are playing each other, okay?
Yeah.
Got 2 of those games this week. Not sure they're going to be really great games, but we're going to pick them nonetheless. So whenever we get some ranked opponents, or if we get a really good game that we're like, we got to pick this game this week, we're going to pick it. So I got 2 games this week. We have number 12 Texas A&M at number 1 Clemson. What do you got?
I want Texas A&M to be my alma mater. And you know what? I was loyal to them for the past few years because, you see, I didn't really care about which colleges, if it was Delaware, if it was Texas A&M, if it was Clemson, if it was LSU, whatever, I didn't care. But now colleges are more relevant. I started following colleges. Texas A&M is one of those colleges I wish I could call my alma mater in 2022. But as much as it hurts me to say this, I think Clemson's going to steamroll these guys.
Yeah, I think so too.
The Aggies they're not team you want to
okay.
throw around, but
they're okay.
Clemson number
but Clemson
1
is loaded.
At Clemson,
they're loaded.
They're a football machine.
I love Dabo Swinney. I love what he's done with this program. What a great story. What a great man. He really is. Great guy. But I think Clemson wins this one by 17 points. I think they're going to win by 17. I think they're going to try to come out opening night or this particular weekend here and just blow it out. So, but 17 points. A&M's not a slouch, but they're not going to win. The other game is number 6 LSU at number 10 Texas. What do you got?
Well, I have LSU, and LSU is going to saw the horns off the Texas Longhorns, so Texas A&M doesn't have to sing the alma mater multiple times and do it for them. So thank you to LSU for probably going to end up doing that. Thank you.
I think it's going to be a close game. I do think LSU is going to get this done on the road. It's going to be a tight game. I think it's a field goal game. I think LSU wins this one by 3. So, really good. Excellent stuff. So, before we go into the high school football picks and kind of waiting to see if we get our call-in guest here who we're just not hearing from right now, I'm waiting to see if he can join us. We're going to try to cover what we can as far as high school football. Listen, it's a tougher sport to cover, only because you don't really see a lot of highlights. Yeah. You don't know a lot. These are kids. That being said, there's this team. We've had some fun with it so far. We've gotten a lot of great feedback. Please, send any messages to the page that you have. I'm going to tell you that we do also have a YouTube channel where all these videos are going to be posted. In addition, you can comment on the videos there. You can comment on Facebook where they'll be posted as well. So if you have anything that you want to see us cover, or if you'd like to see us do differently, or whatever you'd like to do, please feel free to reach out and let us know. We also do have an email address, which is really interesting, right? We have the email address for the Assist Sports Podcast, and it's exactly that. It's Assist Sports Podcast, one word, at gmail.com. That's Assist Sports Podcast, one word, at gmail.com. Feel free to send anything there. We'd love to hear it. Give us a recommendation if you want to see us do a show. We get some great stuff coming up. We have a NHL season preview coming up. We're going to have some fun with hockey, during the season. We're going to do a few things there. We're going to obviously keep going with the NFL. We're going to do some college stuff. We're going to keep going with the high school. We're going to talk about state playoffs when we get there. And we're going to continue, and we want to develop this and have some fun and, do what you folks want to see too. So please reach out and let us know what you think about the show and what you think we can do better. And I guess since we are moving right along in the show here, we're just going to hop right into the high school football picks. So I was hoping to have a call-in guest, but he may have been tied up. Sports-related things. Yeah. So we will go ahead and move ahead here with the high school picks for this week. First game of the week that we have is 0-2 West Scranton at 2-0 Valley View. I don't think there's much.
Surprisingly 0-2 West Scranton.
Yeah, I agree. Being state ranked to start the season and just have gotten shellacked the first 2 games of the season. What do you think about this game? And by the way, folks, I'm sorry that there's not a lot of great games this week. We'll pick as many as we can, but there's just not too many close ones. What's your thoughts on this game?
Well, I think that Valley View... Actually, you know what? My dad sent out the template because I'm terrible at typing stuff. So he sent out the email template to me, himself, and our person who was supposed to call. And, so I'm going to read the quotation marks that he said because it's my pick. I take Valley View by 14 points.
Nice. Guess what?
True.
I take Valley View by 28 points. I think they're going to destroy West Scranton, who has had a tough time getting anything done this year at all. It's terrible. And it's sad to say that, but, I mean, there's a couple teams on here this week who were high-ranked coming this season, haven't scored a point in 2 games. West Scranton has gotten blown out in 2 games. They've scored.
Sad.
They've been blown out. It's too bad.
Yeah,
2-0 Dallas
yes.
goes on the road
Meow mama.
at Hazleton area this week, who got a much needed win last week.
A lucky one.
Lost the first week to Pottsville, who's very good, and got a win last week against Valley West on a missed extra point towards the end of the game. What's your thoughts on this game, EJ?
My boys, the boys I walk to class with, they're going to get it done. We're going to beat Hazleton. I take Hazleton by, or I take Dallas by 17 points.
I think that, as in past years when we've played Hazleton, they're a bigger school, which hasn't meant much for them this year because they really are not putting that great of a team on the field. We'd expect more. Hazleton, come on, you got a lot of kids. Get a team out there. Let's go. We said this before. That said, I think Dallas comes in. I think Dallas wins by 14. I think the game could be close for a while.
And then Dallas runs away with it.
It could be a 35-21 game, and I think it could be like 21-7 Dallas for quite a while.
Yeah.
Or even a 21-14, and then Dallas pulls away. Honestly, Dallas yet to really be tested, so and this could be the week that they get tested, because this could be one of those games where they slip up a little bit.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
And on the note of this, look for in the future. Now I'm not guaranteeing this is going to happen, but in the future, just look out. We could see two players on the Dallas team come and maybe call into the podcast or something. I've been talking to my friends about it. School starts on the 9th, so I should be able to talk to them more often.
Or maybe we could do a post-game
and maybe we could do a post-game something. You'll never know. But we do have a home game next week at home against Pittston, which, that could be fun. We could talk to people.
And if
you could eventually see Jack Farrell and Lenny Kelly or something like that on the podcast.
Okay, we'll see. Whatever, whoever. And listen, we don't do this to exploit anybody. We do it just to have fun.
Yeah.
We think this is a lot of fun, and we've gotten a lot of feedback, and people otherwise also think it's a lot of fun. So let's keep it fun. And while we're keeping it fun, let's go down to Berwick, Williamsport at Berwick. What do you think?
I like this game, actually.
Yeah,
it's a team that you don't really see often. It's Williamsport, the Millionaires. It's great, And then they're playing Berwick, the football mill, Oh, wait a minute, hold on.
Hold on, we have our call-in. Our call-in.
We do not own this music.
You are live on this podcast. So if you're live and I'm getting feedback on your speaker, you're going to want to not go on the speaker.
Hold on.
Yeah, thanks.
It's okay. He's a parent. Give him some time.
Okay.
All right. So, Jay, we started the high school picks. So here's what we're only 2 in. So I want to go back and give you an opportunity. Your thoughts on West Scranton at Valley View.
Well, this game's over quick. West Scranton, you're going to play at the beginning, but Valley View's going to score a lot of touchdowns, and it's going to be 42-10.
Nice. Yeah, I think it's a blowout too. I don't think it's a close game. It's
Not
too
an
bad
attractive
too.
game this week.
It's
No.
it's too bad too because we were kind of like, West Scranton, could be pretty good. Boy, they haven't shown up. They've gotten blown out lopsidedly,
Just like Scranton Prep.
and they were state ranked going into the year.
Just
So
Yeah, so
it's scary.
I think what you're starting to see early in the season is we're starting to see the teams that really have a lot and teams that really don't have a lot.
I agree, and that's why I think this week ends up being a little bit more poor
Yeah.
than it normally would be. Because what's happening is you're starting to get in the middle of the schedule a little bit. You're starting to play teams from different divisions sometimes, and some of those teams, and especially in some of these cases, bigger teams like the next game we're going to talk about, Dallas at Hazleton, haven't really gotten it going yet. And we got a bit of a smaller school playing a bigger school, and a lot of times that just doesn't matter. What is your thoughts, Dallas at Hazleton?
Well, hey, listen, Dallas, the Mountaineers are going to the hood, and hopefully they bring their muskets because they're going to need them.
Yep.
And I think Dallas wins this game. I think Dallas is going to prove just how athletic they are, and I think that's going to be the difference in this game is the athleticism and the running back combination of Lenny Harris and the other young gentleman that they have in the backfield. I think Dallas gets it done. Dallas wins 28-14.
Yeah, I've got a 14-point win for Dallas as well. Yeah, the two-headed running back of Lenny Kelly and Danny Muser.
Danny Muser.
Yeah,
Danny Muser, that's right.
and
Danny.
it's just tough. It's just tough. And the thing is, the quarterback Starbuck, he runs too. And so the thing is when you
another great athlete, right? I mean,
right,
Fastball.
right. I graduated with his dad. His dad played. He was wide receiver. So, it's just it's one of those things. You're right, the athleticism. So that's really good stuff. We were just starting talking about Williamsport at Berwick, and I'm going to let EJ take over on that one. Then we'll go to UJ.
Okay. Now, as I was previously saying, I think I only got like a few words in, so that's okay. Williamsport at Berwick. I like this matchup a lot. It's a team that I usually don't get to talk about, as in the Williamsport Millionaires. They play tougher teams than really we do. Like what I see. They play teams like Danville, Shakelhemi. They play Southern Columbia. Right. They play Jersey Shore, stuff like that. So they see stuff. Okay, now when they're coming up here to play Berwick, it's not like it's not any different. It's not any different.
Right.
And so what I see in this game is I see Berwick not getting out easy, but not getting out too hard either. I think Berwick wins this game, but it's not going to be by a lot. It's going to be by about 7 points. I don't see Williamsport letting these guys off. They may be millionaires for a while, but something's going to stun them.
Well,
they could go bankrupt. Before
you go, Jay, here's what I think real quickly on this one. I don't think Williamsport's that good this year. I don't. I think it's a little bit of a down year for them. I think Berwick wins at home by 20. What do you think, Jay?
Well, here's the thing. Speed does kill. Williamsport has some, not a lot. I think I agree with Mr. Jared Samuel is that this is somewhat of a down year, and the Bulldogs are going to be saying to the Millionaires, cash me outside, and Berwick wins by 7, 27-20.
Okay. Next game. Here, this is, on paper, intriguing. I'm going to start this one. On paper, this might look intriguing because you've got a 2-0 team against a 2-0 team. But, and on the road, I don't think it matters. I think Wyoming area is going to destroy Northwest. And I honestly do not think it's going to be close. Honestly, Jay, Wyoming area is big. They are tough.
We watched
They
them
are
play.
tough. And I'm going to tell you right now, Scranton Prep coming into the game last week looked pretty good and looked pretty solid. Wyoming area, oh my gosh. Wow. Wyoming area could make
They're
some
big.
serious noise. They've got 3 big linemen. 3 big linemen. Actually, 4. And they've got a good center, and the quarterback is smart.
The big ugly.
It's going to be a 28-point win on the road for Wyoming area at Northwest. I'm sorry, Northwest. I like you. You're going to get killed. I'm sorry. What do you think, Jay?
Listen, the Rangers are off to a pretty good start this year. I'm really happy for them because they're a small school program. They got a beautiful new facility down there with a beautiful turf that they paid a lot of money for. But again, we all know how great Wyoming area is. They're one of the best teams in the state. I think they're going to continue to prove that week after week. And Jared, I'm going bigger, man. I'm going bigger going home.
Yeah.
I'm going 32 points on the win.
Yeah.
32 point spread here with this one.
You could very well be right. Honestly, they scared me how big they were. They really were good. Much
Jared,
better than I thought.
Size?
Oh
Jared,
my gosh.
Jared.
It's not close. Like, listen, I can call out a couple of numbers. 69, 76, 71 are huge. They're huge.
Huge.
Watch out. They're big. EJ, what do you think? Anything else to add to that?
Nothing really, except for the fact that I have Wyoming area by 30.
Yeah, it's a blowout. It's honestly, and I feel bad because I like Northwest. We want Northwest to do well, but it's just not going to happen this week.
I'll quote you, Jason. Wyoming area, you were talking about Scranton Prep has the big uglies. Oh my gosh. We were into Wyoming area Scranton Prep on Saturday. Wyoming area has the big uglies, and the big uglies that did not get tired.
Oh.
Dude, they were so big.
Yeah, Scranton Prep started going low on a couple of the big guys. They get hurt, come out for a play or two, come right back in the game and dominate again. It's just these guys had
stop.
They were in the weight room. They are big. Forget it. They've built. All right. So, Honesdale at Western Wayne. Jason, go.
The Hornets lose to the Wildcats by 10.
Okay.
Western Wayne continues to prove that they're a real good, solid ground game, shove it down your throat kind of team.
Yep.
Western Wayne gets it done again, man. They're going to be off to a 3-0 start.
Yeah, they are. I think so too. I've got them winning by 14. I think they're going 3-0. They look solid so far. We'll see. They've got to have some tougher games coming up down the road, but I mean, at this point, they look really solid. I agree. EJ, what do you got?
I have Western Wayne by 21 points.
Yeah, wow. Going big.
Because I like Western Wayne a lot.
Yeah.
And I do usually make it my point to get on WNEP's website and look at some of the highlights. Some of them are there, some of them are not. But Western Wayne, for some odd reason, is always there.
Yep. There's a reason.
I
they're
can
good.
watch them. And you know what? They're good.
Yeah, they're good.
They know what to do. I mean, what did they? They beat Lehman.
Yep.
And then who'd they beat last week? North Pocono, I think.
Yeah, I believe
something like
no,
that.
they didn't. North Pocono's undefeated, so I'm not.
Or whoever.
Wampatuck?
But they won. Oh, yeah, no. Whatever. Well, anyway, they won. Whatever. They won the game. Doesn't matter who they played. They won. And you
tough.
know what? I like it. 3-0 Western Wayne. 21
yeah, I agree.
Points.
Here we go.
Nighty night.
EJ, Old Forge at Susquehanna. We could end this one really quickly. What do you think?
Prepare for a shocker. I have Susquehanna losing. Wow, who would have thought? Old Forge. Really, really good.
Yep.
Really good. I mean, and you know what? I'm going to quote you again, Jason. They're going to win this game, and they're going to go home, and they're going to have some Ravellos. They're going to do it, and then they deserve it.
Yeah.
Because they're just... And you know what? I have Old Forge by, like, a 30-point margin. This is not going to be a close game.
I've got Old Forge by 35, and that might not even be enough. It might be 42. Because here's the thing. One of these teams here, and I forgot to write it down, hasn't even been scored on this year, and it could be Old Forge. It could be Old Forge. I don't think they've been scored on yet.
Yeah, this is like putting Mike Tyson against like the smallest, most weakest person on the planet. This is what this essentially is.
Yeah, it's scary. And Susquehanna hasn't looked good. Very lopsided losses. What's your thoughts, Jan? Any thoughts?
The pizza town keeps it rolling.
Yeah, no
they
doubt.
Keep rolling out the dough.
Yep.
And they're gonna win 54-6.
Yeah, it's just gonna be a huge loss for Susquehanna again.
49-point difference.
Yeah, that's just huge. And honestly, it wouldn't surprise me. It's just a big, big, big lopsided victory. I'm sorry. Old Fort's really good. Okay. 2-0 North Pocono at 0-2 Scranton. What's your thoughts, Jay?
This is a trap game in my mind. North Pocono 2-0. Scranton, you gotta think, man, bigger school. What's going on this year?
Yep.
This is a trap game to me. And, part of me wants to take Scranton, but at the same time, I think North Pocono gets it done. I think this is a close game this week. I think this game's like your, 22-21 ball game. I think this is a close. I'm gonna go 21-20, a 1-point game.
How
I think
about
that's
that?
how close it's gonna be. I think North Pocono's gonna get it done though. The Trojans, they're gonna get it done again, but this is the trap game. I think a lot of people are gonna pick Scranton, but not this time.
Yeah. Well, sorry, I did not pick Scranton either. I think North Pocono is gonna win, and I think it's gonna be a close game, and I think something's gonna happen like late third quarter, and North Pocono is gonna blow it open, because Scranton's got some fundamental issues. They do. I think North Pocono wins this game by 24 points. So I just have that gut feeling. North Pocono, honestly, they're a team that a lot of those teams up there in the Lackawanna Valley Conference don't like to play them. They don't. Year in, year out. They're just one of those teams nobody likes to play. So North Pocono, I think, gets it done. 24-point win. EJ, what do you think?
For all of you savvy texters out there, NP stands for two things. One of them's North Pocono, and the other one's no problem, which is going to be no problem for North Pocono.
Beautiful.
Yeah, North Pocono I've got by 20 to 24 points.
Nice, nice.
It's not close. Scranton makes bad mistakes. They do.
Yeah.
And they keep doing it, and they haven't proven to me that they're going to stop either. So until they stop making stupid mistakes, and I'm sorry, I got a bunch of friends from Scranton. Let me tell you something. I'm sorry, guys. I know you guys want to play the fight song really badly, but it's not going to happen if they make bad mistakes. And North Pocono, they're going to have no problem playing theirs.
Yep, that's true. Speaking of another lopsided, or at least I think it is, Montrose at Lackawanna Trail. And it's kind of sad because I remember some years Montrose had some really good teams. They really did. They were a tough team to play, and nobody wanted to go far. They were all going, boy, I'm glad Montrose is far north and outside of where we normally play because we don't want to go play them. Last couple of years, they've been terrible. Lackawanna Trail had an opening, an early loss, and rebounded really nicely last week. It's at Lackawanna Trail. I think Lackawanna Trail blows this out. I think they win by 28. Jason, what do you think?
I think this game's another blowout.
Yep.
I think Trail goes down by a lot.
Yep.
Even though it's at Trail, correct?
It's at Trail.
I'm going to say minus 14 points.
Yeah.
Trail goes down by 14.
So Trail wins by 14?
Trail loses by 14.
You think they're going to lose to Montrose?
Yep, I do.
Okay. All right. EJ, what do you think?
Wow.
The meteors. There's going to be a meteor shower.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be cloudy and we're going to miss the meteor shower. I think Trail's going to stoke the fires on the Trail, and I think it's going to cloud up the meteor shower, and I think it's going to be 28-point win. What do you think, EJ?
Trail, they're going to continue walking on the trail to winning. Gotta love them.
Yep.
I mean, they have a home advantage. They're playing Montrose.
Yeah. Who hasn't looked good at all.
No.
Sorry, they haven't looked good at all this year.
No Montrose. They're not really worth really anything.
Yeah.
Okay. They gotta wake up.
Jay, you may very well be right, but I don't know. I'm just not seeing it.
Trail by 12.
Trail by 12. Okay. Here's an intriguing game. One we've kind of watched a little bit more closely because we know a couple kids. Not that we're going to call them out here. We definitely are not. But we've got a dichotomy of two teams here. We have 1-1 Pittston area at 1-1 Tunkhannock area. EJ, why don't you go first on this one? Jay, you're up next.
All right, Pittston area and Tunkhannock area. The Patriots and the Tigers, okay? So, what I've seen lately is Tunkhannock, they won against
Nanacoke.
Nanacoke.
Yep.
They got a win. Good for them. Pittston got utterly embarrassed by Berwick.
Oh, yes.
This is a bounce-back game for Pittston. And they beat Tunkhannock, but it's not by a lot. They beat Tunkhannock by 6 points.
So Pittston by 6, EJ says, on the road. What do you got, Jay?
I'm going Tigers by 6 on this one. I think Tunkhannock gets it done. I don't think Pittston's a very good team this year. I think your Tunkhannock Tigers are a little bit of an average team. So I think the Tigers, again, travel well this week and get the job done on the road.
No, it's at Tunkhannock.
Oh, I'm sorry. Well, they get the job done at home.
Yeah,
Either
and
way, they win by 6.
Yeah, I've got them winning by 3, Tunkhannock.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a close game.
I think it is too. Honestly, this would be a game if we didn't have a game. We might go on the road and go check it out, just because it's interesting. It's going to be. I think it's going to be close.
I got a better one coming up for you to go see if you were going to go see a game.
What's that now?
I got a better one coming up here in our picks. If you were going to go see a game on Friday night.
Yeah, not going to be able to. We'll be up in Hazleton, but yes, I know. Yeah, I think Tunkhannock gets it done too. 3-4 points. I have them winning by 3, but it could be like a 21-17. But I think Tunkhannock gets it done. I think Tunkhannock is starting to get a little bit on the roll. They showed me something towards the end of the Dallas game, and then they came out and showed it last week. So there you go. And on to who they beat last week. We have Nanacoke area at Wilkes-Barre area. Jason, what do you think about that?
I think this is a high-scoring game for Wilkes-Barre area. I think Wilkes-Barre is going to show a lot of the tools and talent they have, and Wilkes-Barre area is going to score 42 points. Nanacoke's going to get 14. So I'm going 42-14. I think Wilkes-Barre area puts a pounding on the Trojans.
Interesting. I have Wilkes-Barre area winning by 10. Funny thing about Nanacoke is you never know. You never know. Last year we went down to Nanacoke, Dallas, and we all kind of said, just don't know. Because every time I've ever been down to Nanacoke on the road, just kind of weird, and you just never know what you're going to get. But I think it'll be a little closer than that. I've got Wilkes-Barre area by 10 at home, but I do agree. I think they're going to win that game. What do you think, EJ?
Wilkes-Barre, good school. When it comes to these guys, they're doing what they got to do. They've shown it. I like Wilkes-Barre a lot. Nanacoke, they're surprising on no levels at all. Wilkes-Barre by like 24 points.
Okay. All right.
No.
Here you go. Here could be one.
This is gonna be a good one.
Riverside at Lakeland. This would be a game. This would be the game that I would go to.
This is the game of the week for me right here.
I agree. I'll let you go with it first, Jay. This is a good one. Go ahead.
Yeah. So listen, I think until Harry Armstrong and his team lose, I'm gonna keep picking them to win.
Yeah.
Because no one's proven that they can stop this team right now. And I don't think Lakeland's the same team that they were in the years past.
Yep.
I think Riverside continues to get it. I think this game's going to be closer. Riverside's not going to have a cakewalk in this game.
Right.
I think it's going to be like 35-28. High-scoring game. Riverside gets it done. The team that makes the least amount of turnovers wins the game. And I think that's how Riverside wins this game. They score a lot of points.
Yeah.
High-scoring game. But Riverside goes to 3-0.
How impressive. How impressive.
The Vikings are going to do a little bit of RPB this weekend.
Yep. Listen, I've got Riverside winning on the road by 14 points. Yeah, I agree. Lakeland, wow. Not sure what team you're going to get from week to week because they've been a little inconsistent. But like you'd expect, they are always a team that shows up when you don't think they're going to show up. They show up. But I think this week, it's too early in the season for that. I don't think they've adjusted quite yet. I think Riverside by 14 on the road at Lakeland. What do you think, EJ?
Have any of you ever seen that video where the guy or the lady throws the axe at the target place and it hits the ground, hits the axe, it comes back, and she just barely misses? Well, I think that's what's going to happen to Riverside. Riverside's going to get up in this game. They're going to throw the axe. It's going to bounce. It's going to hit Lakeland. Lakeland's going to be like, oh, hell no, and come back. and then shoot the axe back at them, and Riverside's getting out of this so quick. The axe is going to blow right by the face, just real quick. Well, Riverside's going to get out of this game with a win. They're going to get probably a little bit beat up, and probably going to be a little bit like thinking about on the way home, wow, we almost lost that game. We're fortunate.
You know, it's funny. Yeah, I'm thinking about this. He could very well be right. It might be a bit of a closer game. You guys are both correct. Going up to Lakeland, it's set out there.
It's cold up there.
There's nothing really around it. It's like going to Southern Columbia. When you go there, there's nothing else really around except a school and a big football stadium. Big football stadium.
Yeah, we was up there for
So it could be maybe a little bit of intimidation for Riverside, but man, they've played them before. So I said 14 points. We'll see what happens. It's going to be interesting. EJ, you're first on this one. Wyoming Valley West gets a win or gets a loss last week after barely getting a win against Scranton. Misses an extra point late in the game last week and loses by 1 point. Rip to Hazleton. At Crestwood, who's finally gotten back to school.
Yeah, we get to go back to school on Monday. How
Yay! What's your thoughts?
Ladies and gentlemen, I need you to get your keyboards out. I need you to send a rip in the chat to Crestwood because I think Valley West wins this game at Crestwood. And it's not going to be by... this is going to be a heartbreaker for Crestwood. Valley West has proven that they're really not that great. Crestwood's proven that they're really not that great. Valley West comes out on top by 3 points. This is going to be a 17-14 game for Valley West. So why don't you get your keyboards out and just type a rip in the chat. Yeah, send that to them because they're going to need it.
Jason, what do you think?
Wow.
First of all, are you attending this game?
Yes, I will be attending this game.
Okay, good.
Yep, the family will have a lot of friends from both schools there. Obviously,
yes,
we're Crestwood fans now. I will say this: I was disappointed with Crestwood's offense last week. They couldn't get anything going against a much better Dallas defense. I think the offensive struggles are going to continue. They'll score more this week, but it won't be enough. I think Valley West handles Crestwood rather easily. I'm going 28-17 in this game. And Valley West wins by 11.
All right.
It's going to be a tough loss to Crestwood being in front of the home crowd. They're going to have another big turnout. But I just think that Valley West is just too big and too much for Crestwood right now.
Yeah,
I think Crestwood, Coach Arcangeli is a great guy, but I think Crestwood's trying to find their who they are.
Yes.
I don't think they've reached that point yet.
I don't think they're quite there yet. I think there's a chance, though, that they do find it within the next week or two and go on a little bit of a roll. So I would say that's a story to watch. But I do have Valley West coming up to Crestwood and winning by 7. I think it's like a 21-14 game. I think there's going to be a little bit of spark from Crestwood, tiny little bit, but I think, like you said, Valley West is too much for them. So I think that's where that's at.
But that's not going out to say that Valley West is the greatest team because they've
no, they're not. They're not that good. They're not that good. They lost last week and they barely beat Scranton, who we've seen so far is not good.
Right.
Lake Lehman at Hangover area. So, Lake Lehman all of a sudden kind of looks a little scary, a little bit. I think they're starting to do a few things right. And they won a game last week that we all picked against them. So I just want to say that they're going on the road at a team who got humiliated. So I'm going to say that Lehman is going to go down to Hanover in that pit that they call a stadium down there. And they're going to win 28-14 against Hanover. What do you say, Jay?
Listen, my alma mater can't put things together. They're really not a good team.
Nope.
Lake Lehman corrected a lot of mistakes they made the first game. I think Lehman goes down to Hanover and wins this game easily.
Yeah.
I'm going to say 35-14.
Yep.
Lehman's just too much for Hanover right now.
They are. I agree. I don't think it's close. What do you say, EJ?
21-7 Lehman.
21-7 Lehman.
Not much to say.
Yeah, there's not much to say about the game. It's a tough one to have on the schedule because you just don't see it. Speaking of stinkeroo, you got 0-2 Dunmore, who dropped out of the top 25 rankings in the state. Gee, wonder why. At Carbondale area, and by the way, they might be the team who hasn't scored yet this year. Jason, why don't you take this one? Go ahead.
Yeah, I think this is where Dunmore finally. I mean, when was the last time a Dunmore team started 0-2?
I don't remember.
Let alone 0-3. Jack Hensis must be pulling what Henry has left out of his head.
Right.
He must be like, oh my God, what is wrong with Dunmore?
Yep.
But I think this week Dunmore does go on the road. They do win. They win easily at Carbondale. The Chargers have nothing. They've got 0 there. I think Dunmore wins big. I think Dunmore puts a shellacking on them. I'm going 42-7.
Okay. Good. Yeah, you may very well be right on that one. What do you got, AJ?
14-7 Dunmore. They're not impressive. Neither of them are impressive. But I'll just say Dunmore wins because Carbondale's got nothing, like you said.
Yeah. I think Dunmore's going to win 21-0. That's what I think is going to happen. We're going by 21. I think you're going to go and say the game was 21-0, but it felt like it was like 3-0. You know what I mean? It's going to be one of those type of games because, like EJ said, they haven't shown me anything this year, and we had real high hopes for them coming into the year. We're like, wow, they're state ranked. It should be really good.
I was thinking we were going to watch Dunmore do some damage, but
like I don't know what's going on. I got to check in this a little bit more and see what's going on with Dunmore. Jay, I can't figure out why they're not playing better. They should at the very least be 1-1. You know, I can see a loss to Prep.
They did
damage. But my goodness,
Blaine.
they got killed last week. It's crazy. It's crazy. Final game of the week. Scranton Prep, who I don't think they still have arrived up to that game against Wyoming area. At Abington Heights. EJ, what do you got?
This is where I think people call me crazy. I have Abington Heights winning this game by 7 points.
You know, honest to goodness, I wanted to do it too. I wanted to do the same thing.
Winning by 7 points because Scranton Prep, if they play like anything like they played last week, and I don't care who they were playing last week, if they played the way that they played, I don't care if they were playing Carbondale. I tell you right now, they still would have lost. So Abington, who has shown me that even though they've had a tough start to the season, they've shown me that they can do it, they might actually beat Scranton Prep.
That would be crazy.
And if they do, I'm the man of bold prediction, which, by the way, Wallenpaupack did beat Honesdale, like I said.
He's been waiting all day to tell you that, by the way, Jay.
I'm the man of bold predictions. I'm going to be a dude perfect guy. I'm Garrett Hilbert right now. I'm going to point to Scranton Prep. He ain't winning. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Abington Heights wins this game 7 points. There you go.
Okay, Jay, what do you got?
You know, just wondering who's in the lead with the predictions of the picks here.
Yeah.
Tell us who this guy from Mountaintop is. But anyways, I'm gonna play it safe this week, and I'm gonna go Scranton Prep. I'm gonna go Scranton Prep wins by 7 points. I think last week was an anomaly. They had no idea how great Wyoming area was. I think Scranton Prep does have good enough talent to win this game, and Abington Heights goes to 0-3.
Yeah. I've got Scranton Prep by 10 on the road at Abington. It was a tough call for me. Abington's nah.
You just wanted to pick like a good friend of yours. That's
no,
all.
I didn't. Listen, we've seen both teams this year. You have not.
Yeah.
And the interesting thing about it is Abington is better than people think they are. They really are. The sad part about it is you look at what Berwick did last week, okay? I mean, no offense. Pittston plays Abington Heights. Who's winning that game?
Abington.
Seriously, Jay, who do you think's winning that game?
Pittston, Abington.
Yes, I agree. Berwick destroyed Pittston. Destroyed them.
But Abington only had
Abington was in that game late against Berwick. I'm telling you, they were in that game into late third quarter. They were in this game. They could have one thing gone their way. They could have won that game. So I had a real tough time. But just watching Scranton Prep get them embarrassed last week. Oh my gosh. I don't recall another embarrassing loss in such a hyped game in a long time. I think they bounce back. They win by 10.
That just goes to show you how good Wyoming area is.
Wow.
They scare me.
Let me tell you something. Seen teams this year so far, I think they would handle Berwick rather easily. I'm serious. Berwick's good. They're good. I think Wyoming area beats them. I really do. And I think they could beat them by double digits. Wyoming area scares me, man.
I agree.
Yeah. So we'll have to really, really watch the Warriors because it's, like them or not, they're going someplace as of right now, unless somebody gets hurt. Have to wait and see. Good picks. Good show. Awesome stuff.
Not
Once
that
again.
good games this week, though.
No, not that good of games, but we were back and forth in some, so it's not like we're all picking the same winners and same losers. It's good.
Yeah.
It's good stuff.
Hopefully, I know that next week's going to have some good games. I know next week's going to have good games.
Yeah. Yep.
You can look forward
Very
to that
good.
episode.
Thanks for joining us, Jay.
No problem. Thanks for having me. Sounds a little late tonight.
No.
Working hard with the Legion team, so I got a lot of work in tonight, so thank you.
Yeah, no, that's good. That's good. Yeah, I mean, you practice with the baseball guys while the weather's nice, and it still is. So get the work in while you can. All right. Well, enjoy opening night of NFL, and everybody, we will talk to you again very soon. Have a great one.
Thanks a lot, guys.
See ya.
Everyone. Thanks for joining this week's High School Sports Show.
Yo.
Bye-bye.